It's just different.
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Life is funny, things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey. If it ain't Corona, they trying to clone ya. What happens to the little girl that went missing from her home? Her own daddy keep touching her. Daddy, leave me alone. I ain't got the answers. Trying to get justice for George Floyd. And if Bill Gates got the cure, make sure he got one for cancer. We screaming stop the violence, but who we asking? The killer the same color as the one in the casket. I'm no preacher, spitting hard facts like bleachers. Make America great again. It's only for the rich leeches. Where's Felicia? I guess black reparations went to new prisons and new police substations. For black justice, they be debating. We gotta wake up, but I'm going back to back. I'm on one. Cold cases still hot in the hood, cause the nigga that did it, he still home, son. I'm my own rapper, but got a new balance. Rest in peace to all the young fallen soldiers. Didn't get a chance to show the world their talents. I'm so focused, trying to save the nation. Seeing the road ahead like a Ford Focus. You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've seen.
It's like that.
Live your life, not mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I mean.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what I've seen.
Yeah.
Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Life is a bitch and death is a motherfucker. You can't trust a mother, cause people be motherfuckers. They stab you in your back and they smile up in your face. They do whatever it takes to have another place. The population polluted and robbing and shooting. Their mental state be diluted. They owe them all that they booted. Now how you only 17 and you looking 35. It's a wonderful time in this life to be alive. You better get your together. Stop wasting your time, cause time waits for no one. No person, place, or no thing. Yeah, it go fast, motherfucker. It go fast,
You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've seen.
It's like that.
Live your life, not mine.
Yo. Yo. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your host with the most, man. Focus Feel of Focus Radio. And we do this thing, man, each and every Thursday. Right here, man, at Beltway Radio and beyond. You already know what it is, man. It's holiday time, man. It's holiday season. Turkey Day will be here real soon. I want to say the week after next. So, man, make sure if y'all posting on Facebook and TikTok, the new thing, and the IG and the X, formerly known as the Twitter, and all that. You're posting, man, make sure the food, not only that it looks good, but it is good. Because every year, man, we get these memes, and, they crack these jokes, about these, they call them turkey dumplings, the turkey and the duck mixed together. Now they got the pig with the, never mind. But anyway, they got all this, all these new concoctions that's out these days, man, with this food. But I'm keeping it traditional. I'm keeping it old school, man, with the regular Thanksgiving meal. You know how we do. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, just be safe. Let's have a good time. Make sure we pray before we eat. me and my family, man, we always do, man, which has been a tradition for over maybe before I was born. Holding hands, man, at the table. Everybody's gathered around the table. It's nobody outside. It's nobody upstairs, downstairs. I'm there in a minute, and ain't none of that. Family comes together at a certain time. We all hold hands. We go around that table. And one special thing, man, that we're thankful for. So just a tip, you know what I mean? And once again, man, for those that are traveling, safe travels to you. For your peoples that's coming to you, that's coming to the DMV, safe travels to them also, man. Let's have a happy Thanksgiving. Also, man, shout out to all my veterans, man. All my veterans, man. Shout out to y'all. I definitely got a few in my family. Shout out to y'all, man. I know it can be difficult for the veterans, man. Definitely difficult for the veterans, man. And you know, America, excuse my French, man, but I think we passed the what's her name, Lord, I can cuss now on radio, on a broadcast. But anyway, America is fucked up, to be honest with you, man. I love it, but it's the country that you love to hate. You know, so many of our veterans, man, are homeless and can't get homes, or they got to go through all this rigmarole, you know what I mean, to get housing, man. So a lot of them are homeless. You know, a lot of them have mental issues due to being in the military. A lot of them has lost limbs. You know, our last war, man, I know we had a lot of teenagers, man. When I say teenagers, they grown men, but 19, 20 years old, still kids, man, that came back home with no legs, man, and no arms, and, you know, couldn't find a place to stay, and, you know, they getting a little check or whatever from the government, but still they just making it so difficult for our veterans. And the thing that gets me is they work so hard for this country, and some come home to nothing. And they make it difficult for these cats, man, to, you know, find housing. That's the main thing that I talk about, I'm sorry. With a lot of veterans, man, it's hard for them to find housing. So shout out to all my veterans, man, and if you could make sure you salute them, man. And I tell all people, man, especially my youngins, right? If you ain't out here doing nothing, man, and you ain't out here doing nothing, man, and you don't have an idea or maybe what you want to do, it's a good thing. I mean, especially right now, we're not at war, but I mean, you can get shipped anywhere. You feel me? So it's war in the streets. Why not do it for real? You feel what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, man, great benefits, man. Great benefits. You know, free schooling. You put military on your application, job. You feel me? They give you that VA loan, I think it's called, and you get a house. You know, things like that. So it has its upsides and it has its downsides. And when I say those that are trying to find housing, and those vets that are out here are usually the older vets, you know, and I don't know if they have expired their benefits or whatever it may be, but it's hard for them to, you know, find housing sometimes. So let's just shout out to all the veterans, man. Happy Veterans Day, which is tomorrow. And I was speaking to a couple of buddies. They said, man, a lot of these holidays used to be on this one particular day. And I said, man, the world is spinning like this. So you never know what count of the day this may fall on or that may fall on. You dig what I'm saying? One thing I know about Thanksgiving, which will never change, is the third week. I want to say the third week in November. So you're always going to have that first week, second week, and that third week Thursday, which would be Thanksgiving. It usually falls like that because we always have another week after that. So just look at it that way. I know back in the day it was always November 25th. But ladies and gentlemen, that changes. You know what I'm saying? Things change. Nothing is prone to stay the same. So you already know what it is, man. We are dumping it right here on Phocuz Radio, Beltway Radio, and beyond.com. Or you can catch us on Facebook, man, right here, Phocuz Field, and that's Phocuz. The call-in number is 301-761-1040. Special guest is pulling up today. Linda Mercer is in the building, man, and she's doing something real special, man. Something real special. Peacepillows.org. And it is it's a platform. I like to call everybody, we have our platform, we have our brands, and she makes pillows for the loved ones of those that has lost their family members to senseless gun violence. That's one of the platforms here, man, on Phocuz Radio. One of the main platforms is the Missing and Murder segment. We do it right here each and every Thursday on Phocuz Radio. She has these pillows, man, that she puts the face of that missing loved one or that loved one that has been murdered through senseless gun violence mainly. And it's a pillow so that family can either sleep on or maybe keep beside them just for comfort. And the thing that we can't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get that rest, you know. And, you know, some can't rest after death. Death is one of those processes, man, where you never get over. You dig what I'm saying? And some people, man, you know, they can't sleep at night. But with these pillows, man, she's just changing lives as a great memory for you to sleep because you're sleeping with your loved one. And that's how I look at it. And, we bring these people here, man, that are advocates and activists, in the missing and murdered community. And that's what we do. That was actually her calling me right there on the phone, trying to take a break right quick so I can answer. But give me a couple of seconds and I may be able to answer the phone. But before I do, I want to break in this story right quick of a single mom who was shot to death using an ATM in the Chicago suburbs area. Broke my heart, man, when I seen a female who was involved. I don't know if it was her boyfriend or her partner or whatever, but anyway, they have been connected with a string of robberies out there in Chi-Town. And this young mother lost her life by the name of Johnny Angel Klein. She was 32, a mom of a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old daughter, 14-year-old boy, 10-year-old daughter. She was at the Chase Bank ATM in her hometown of Worth, I guess we'll say of Worth, Chicago maybe. And it happened around 3 p.m. It was on a Saturday. And this came straight from ABC News. So I got a quote from them, give them their props. Breaking this story to us all the way here in the DMV. She was gunned down. It was a brazen attack while she was withdrawing cash. It's just sad, man. It's just sad. 2 suspects, 22, 23, Tamara Johnson. The other suspect was Jason Joseph Johnson. He was 23. And it was a day investigation. And them boys got him. Keep telling you guys, man, these cameras, man, they don't need people to tell, even though your boy gonna tell on you anyway. But they don't need cameras they don't need people to tell no more. They got these cameras. So I'm glad they got them. Mom just minding her business, and I'm sure withdrawing money for her and her family. I'm quite sure that's what the money she was withdrawing for. Maybe worked hard, good, job, little money from the ATM, 3 p.m., and you got these bastards and these creeps and these people, man, that want to take. They don't want to work. They don't hustle. They rustle these days, and they want to take, this carjacking shit and this robbery and, it's just sad, man. So rest in paradise to Johnny Angel Klein. Both charged with first-degree murder and Chicagoland, many robberies that they committed in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. As you all know, if you went to school and you went to your social studies class, that Indiana and Chicago are quite close, maybe just a few hours away from each other. So I just want to say, as I open my show, speaking on the holidays, that please be safe out here withdrawing this money. Christmas shopping, some of you guys start early. Make sure you lock your doors. Make sure that you are being aware. Don't leave your kids in the car. None of that crazy shit. Make sure you're taking your keys out of your car. Don't leave nobody sitting in your car. You just can't do it these days. You just can't do it. So let's keep it safe as possible. Hug your babies. Keep your babies right here on your hip. And we going to rock on, man. We got a new reason because it's a new season, and we going into 2024. You feel what I'm saying? So let's do it in a safe manner. So what I wanted to do, man, I wanted to play that Lil Durk featuring J. Cole Jones, the video, man. And because I know Lil Durk, man, he's from Chi-Town. J. Cole's from the Carolinas. But they came together. And it's all my life. And that's one of my favorites, man. I wanted to send this out to Johnny, man, and her family, man. So we're going to get to this video. And I'm going to call my special guest and bring her up. And then we're going to hop into it, man, about these peacepillows.org. You already know what it is. At the age of 32, rest in paradise, man, King Von, you know. All them rappers, man, from Chi-Town, man. All of them, man, that's real music. I guess every city has its good and has its bad. You know what I mean? But those that were able to make it out, like Lil Durk, man, I salute him for making this track and, you know, like I said, meeting with the mayor and the politicians, just really trying to make a change, man. I seen a documentary with him, and I had to really start getting into Lil Durk, man. I had to really start getting into Lil Durk, man. I had to, you know, I seen that documentary, man. I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing. I'm gonna put it that way. I like what he's doing. So shout out, man, to the Chi-Town, man, all them drill rappers that has brought something new to the game and trying to get out of that gang life, because it's a lot of that's going on within Chi-Town. But a lot of great things also going on in Chi-Town. A lot of great people, a lot of artists, man, and entertainers that has came from Chicago. And you know, this show reaches, man, so far all over the world, man. So if you on social media, you all over the world, man. So that's why I report stories, man, from all over. I try to keep my platform based around, you know, what we talk about here, but all over, because shit is happening all over the world. So you already know what it is, man. We are here. They done blocked my Facebook. I do not own the copyrights to the music playing. Once again, I do not own the copyrights to the music playing. If you guys could just give me 1 second. Special guest is here, man. Peacepillows.org is in the building. Just give me 1 second. Let me let my special guest in, all right?
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Life is funny, things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey. If it ain't Corona.
Yo. We are back right here on Phocuz Radio, man. I just had to take a quick break to let my special guest in. She's in the building. Linda Mercer is in the building. And as I spoke earlier, man, we first came on air in reference to what she stands for and what she does. So she's finally in the building. And we're going to clap it up for that. And I want to thank you, Ms. Mercer, for gracing the stage of Phocuz Radio. And I like for my guests to become a part of the platform when they come here. So thank you for being the co-host today on Phocuz Radio. And I was just speaking on the violence that goes on, not only here in the DMV, but all over, and especially the senseless gun violence, which you are assisting families with the comforting of them to make it through these hard times, as far as them losing family members. And I was speaking on the importance of sleeping, and hard to get a good night rest when you have lost a loved one, especially in the beginning. But before we start, just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about this senseless, I'm not even going to say, I'm just going to say violence, period, going on in the world, and especially nation's capital in our city? And what do you think could be done, and why do you think these things are happening?
So one, I'm angry about the system and how the system is not having enough programs out here to help people that's, actually going through it. And I don't hear the things that need to be talked about. I don't hear those things talked about amongst the politicians, the mayor, the police chief, the lawyers, anybody. I don't hear them talking about it because it's deeper than what they're saying. We have to stop the violence and the city is under siege. You have to create more programs. And as a mother that lost a son, the biggest thing that, was stressed to me when my son was killed was somebody's out here keep trying to kill the person who killed your son because they knew who killed him. Mm-hmm. The streets talk. Mm-hmm. Now, what that brought about was other people that was enraged because they knew who my son was. He was a good young man, helping in the
20
community.
20 years old, right?
Right.
20. Mm-hmm.
But the retaliation, you don't hear nobody talking about that because on the mental aspect of it, if you kill my little brother, my little sister, they got older siblings, they have friends, then, okay, I'm going to get your brother or sister, and I'm going to make your family suffer like my family suffered. Mm-hmm. So you don't hear anybody talking about that, and that's what it is because the detectives came to me. They said, Miss Mercer, please, we need you to talk to your son's friends. Mm. Somebody keep trying to shoot at the boy who had something to do with your son's death. Mm. And that's what I did. I took to the streets. I talked to my son's friends. That's not going to make me happy because the pain that we suffer, I wouldn't wish that pain on nobody else. I wouldn't wish it on another mother. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't wish it on another family member because I still had two daughters that had to get through the loss of their brother.
Let me ask, so was the dude arrested that did it?
As far as I know, the detective who was working on it got a promotion. I never heard. Every year, my son was killed on Mother's Day. My son's birthday is
really?
The day after Christmas. Every Mother's Day, I would go to the precinct only to get disappointed that, we're going to work on it. We're going to let you know something. And I never got a follow-up. So his case is basically a cold case. But according to the street, one, I was told that the boy was killed. And the second time I was told that he was arrested and he was charged with my son's murder. But I don't know that to be true because that's just the streets talking. PG County has never followed up with me on my son's murder.
Just small detail of what happened. I mean, what you heard or what do you know? That was
so. It's not even really a small detail. It's actually what happened. As a mother, you can't raise a boy to be a man. My son worked. I had strict rules in my house, and I always told my son when he came home. They grew up in Glenard, from babies on up. I always told my son, sitting right here on this fence. I know y'all not doing nothing. Y'all just sitting out here, as the young kids say, kicking a bobo. Mm-hmm. I said, but listen, you never know what your friends have done while you're at work. Growing up, I always liked them to hang in my basement or my backyard. Mm-hmm. They would sit on the fence over there at Glenard and Rec. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, Mother's Day, my son got a phone call from one of his friends while he was at work. He said, look, your man robbed my brother earlier today.
Wow.
And I'm coming after him. My son said, look, that's not for us. His girlfriend was right there, so she repeated the whole conversation to the detectives and to me. My son said, we all friends. We don't do that. And sure enough.
So he knew the guy.
They came through the woods. My son, everybody ran because they heard him coming through the woods. Everybody ran. My son got shot. Now, according to the streets and one of the females that was, it was supposedly her brother.
Mm-hmm.
She the one who told it. She said her brother came in the house. He was crying because they had already got the call that it was my son that was shot. And he didn't mean to kill my son. The one who, it was supposed to have been 2 or 3 of them, but the one who supposedly pulled the trigger, he was upset because my son, just like I am, he's a nurturer. When they couldn't find their mother, Duke's house, they called me Duke's. Duke's house was the safe haven for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
They can get clothes, they can get food, they can get everything from Duke's. And that hurt him that my son caught the bullet, but not the person he intended to shoot.
Wow, Miss Mercer. Wow.
Now, knowing I know all of them, because what happened was the guys, instead of them calling the police, they tried to put my son, well, they did. They put my son in a car, took him home to their father that was on a respirator. And the father took him to the firehouse. Nobody answered the firehouse. Then he took him and dropped him off at the hospital. With that, as a mother, I should be angry at everybody that was in a situation. But sometimes when things happen, you don't know the best decision to make. So therefore, with me, it became forgiveness, because we all do stuff. And, those are some of the things that I kind of, try to talk to other young mothers that's losing their kids about the forgiveness portion. And now I'm telling you, man, that's the hardest part, because they don't want to hear forgiveness. My child is gone. They still here. They for that part that says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But for me, I just can't believe in that.
When did this happen?
My son was killed in 2005, May 9th, 2005.
So how have you been dealing with that almost 20 years? Like I just spoke on that when my show first opened. Death is it's an ongoing process. You can never get over it. But how have you been dealing with that? And then only 20 years old.
In the beginning, it was rough because I had to remember, for me to be the youngest of my siblings, I've always been kind of the strong person or somewhat of the glue. You would think I'm the matriarch of the family, but I'm the youngest. Mm-hmm. It was rough in the beginning. Mm-hmm. It was so many things that I couldn't do. I suffered with my son's death in silence. If you'd have caught me maybe 4 years ago, mm-hmm. I couldn't speak like this without crying. Mm-hmm. So it takes a long process, because I had to remember I had 2 daughters. I had a whole house full of Glenarden children that I raised, mm-hmm. that I had to be strong for. So a lot of times I cried by myself. Mm-hmm. His favorite songs, he always liked me to listen to on Mother's Day. Oh my God, my son, he loved his mother. Mm-hmm. He always wanted me to listen to Dear Mama.
You know what? That was in my head when you said that. But what's crazy is I was riding to work the other morning. I blasted that. They played it on 95.5. Shout out to Tar B. And I was like, man, it's one of my favorite songs. And I mean, I don't think it's been a song, a salute to mothers like Tupac Shakur did that one. Seriously.
Exactly. He did.
I don't think when you listen to everything from the beginning to the end, I don't care what lifestyle your child may have been living or whatever it may, whatever have happened. Dear Mama, that letter writing to, wow.
Yeah, that's a heavy song.
Yeah.
I couldn't listen to that song for a very long time, but I think, over time, his friends that he hung out with, he grew up with, to see them successful, mm-hmm. but hear them say, my success is because of Dion. Mm-hmm. They talk about how he would get on them about staying in school. I love the fact that one of the biggest things that stayed with me is when he got killed, a lady from his job, he used to work at Safeway. She begged them for my number because she said, I had to get in touch with you to let you know that your son was such a respectable man. When I come in the store, he would walk out an aisle with me. He would talk to me, and he would look me directly in the eye. young kids today don't know what that means when you could look an older person in the eye while you're talking to them. Mm-hmm. She valued that. Mm-hmm. So to hear the great stories about him, you know, over time it helped me. So I've just gotten back to my regular self to the point where I'm filled with joy knowing that I had him for 20 years. Mm-hmm. I would say maybe 5 years now. Because I used to wouldn't cook. I couldn't go to the grocery store because when I went to the grocery store, I always seen him, my nephew and his best friend Mikey and Marcus. They come take the groceries in the house. I couldn't do those type of things. And I pushed them away for a while. I don't want y'all around me because they came as a pack from babies to grown men, and y'all still here. He's not here.
Right.
So it was a journey, and I had to get myself in a place. And the whole time I was going through the journey, I was thinking about other mothers because I had the strength. I had a pastor from my church, the late Pastor McGraw. When I tell you his teaching, his coaching, between him and his wife, you know, it really brought me around learning a lot about scripture, about how my son was lent to me, about how you did the memories and you cherished them and you loved him while he was here. But he wasn't mine. He belonged to God.
They say we are on borrowed time.
Yes.
And that's another show. I won't get into that. We can't question God because why did this happen? Why did that happen? We would never know. But I want to get into what you are doing, which I think is a great thing. And I seen it a while ago. Happened to see it again, and I said, let me reach out to Miss Mercer because this is my platform here, and how can we work, you know, together with this? Because my platform is a missing and murder community. Wow. Peacepillows.org. Tell my people all about it.
So, through my journey, I always had first thinking about other mothers. And it's nothing to the fathers. Later, you know, I attached on to the fathers also, but in the beginning, it was the moms. So knowing the feeling that I had, how can I help other mothers? What can I do? So I used to do the flowers, but flowers going to die. Mm-hmm. So then I became with the pillows. And every Mother's Day, I always try to figure out something. So I actually started within my family. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know, I had some family members, they've lost children, and they're struggling, have struggled and still struggling with the loss. Mm-hmm. So I just started doing pillows and putting their loved one's face on it real big, real bright. I always make sure the face is big. Mm-hmm. Through the spirit of your loss, that's how I choose the words. Okay. And when I'm choosing the words, I'm finding that a lot of people are like, this is what he used to say to me or she used to say to me. Mm-hmm. And then it filtered over to, sad part about it is, now it has filtered over to giving pillows to the children because the moms and the dads are dying so early. Wow. So I have to, you know, make sure that parent's memory lives on through that child that might have lost their mother while they was either an infant or from the age of 4 to 10. And I know a 10-year-old on up to their mid-teens can struggle knowing that I've lost my mom. So the pillows are great to have it with them, you know, as they go to sleep at night. And a lot of people want to cry alone. So now you don't have to cry alone because you have this peace pillow, because our loved ones are our spirits anyway. Mm-hmm. So as they become your spirit, and then you're able to see them on that pillow, and then the words match the relationship that you had while they was here, it becomes a comfort therapy tool to get you through this, you know, journey of grief.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yes.
Let me ask you, I know all of the pillows that you make, you know, for those that have lost loved ones, touch you in a way. But give me one that really like that still plays, that you made that maybe that have even hurt you, even making that pillow. Because I mean, there's so many different. Give me two.
So I just recently I'm connected with crime victims in a couple of different cities, but I'm also connected with crime victims in D.C. and Maryland. So Maryland, they just had their remembrance ceremony, and the women had to send me by text or email, send me their picture. One thing I've learned through coaching and through my experience, you never ask a person what happened. You never do that. So this picture was sent to me. It was a lady and two babies. And I said, I need a little bit of a story. And the mother, I said, you can call me. Because a lot of times, people don't want to talk about death through a text. So I said, well, it's okay. You can call me. She said someone killed my daughter and my two grandkids.
Wow.
For that pillow, I had to stop. I didn't put any words to it. I put their faces on there and their names, and I left it blank for a whole week. Because just the only fan, imagine who could take a lady. Because back in the day, you never saw a lot of women getting killed like they are now.
You're right.
So who could kill
a lot of
this
women is
woman?
killing.
Right. Who can kill this woman and her two children? 2 kids. So I had to go in deep prayer, and I thank God that I'm connected with, a corporate prayer group that's nationwide and some prayer warriors, because when something like that hit me so hard, I feel like I need a fill up. I need to go back to God, because we all ask God, what is our assignment in life? And when these pillows came about, this assignment brings me always reliving death.
You said reliving death?
Yeah, because my son passed away, and I got to talk to people that's losing loved ones. I got to hear everybody's story. Okay. I got to, when they come to pick that pillow up, or I deliver it, by staying prayed up. I trust God, and I trust that God is always going to give us an uncomfortable assignment. So even though this was uncomfortable, but this is God's assignment for me, when you're doing his assignment, you got to be careful what you ask God for. So when you ask God, what is my purpose in life? And when he put this on me, I need strength, God. I need prayer. So lately I have been connected with some people that's telling me, I don't know how I was led your way, but it's God saying, go and do what I've assigned you to do. And through the walk, I have people that will help you. I thought about the financial portion, because you do know I donate. I donate one pillow per family as people come to me and let me know. But I thought about, how can I keep this going? Because it's a lot of murders, New York, Chicago.
You do this all over.
Louisiana, yes.
Okay.
So it was a little cost effective, and I had a lady reach out to me on Facebook. She says, I'm just going to send you a donation. She said, I don't need a pillow. I'm just going to send you a donation. So I'm getting more people like that in my life that just says, I just want to send you if I pay for 2 pillows or 3 pillows, somebody that comes to you that you're donated a pillow, this is paid for on their behalf. So God says, don't worry about it. If I give it to you, trust me. If I bring you to it, I'm going to bring you through it. So it's been a blessing to be able to do it. So the next hardest one was, lately we have had a lot of females, killed by their significant other. A recent case, young female, been with the boyfriend for a while, decided that, this is not for us. We've been going through this for years, and now I'm ready to cut it off. From the story that I got, he kicked in the door, he shot her in the back, and then in front of the 15-year-old niece, and then shot her in the head. This woman was so beautiful. She's so beautiful. And my question is,
When did this happen?
about a month ago, maybe about a month. And then right after that, you saw on the news the young female that was a Metro worker. I'm retired
I heard
from
about
Metro.
that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
she has 2 young kids. These are 2 babies that have to grow up without their mother. So some of those are hard.
Does love cut that deep?
Woo.
I
don't know.
I mean, you kill a mother, take her away from her family and her kids, and then you go to jail for life. I don't want to. I don't get it. I can't wrap my head around it. Why just not walk away? What does death prove? Nothing but hurt, pain.
See, this is what we have to understand too, because I kind of, a little bit of it, I kind of grew up in it. So, and I relate to people because I had a hard life.
Mm-hmm.
I was adopted when I was 3 days old. I was
Me too.
given away to a family where I was abused mentally, physically, and sexually.
Wow.
And I was always told I would never be nothing.
Wow.
And I didn't have a support system. My support system was me and God.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look back over my life, when I wanted to ask God how, why, whatever the case may be, I've seen the good in my whole journey, even though as a young child back then I didn't. But I see the journey now, and I see the glory of the journey and the struggles that I went through. So it's like I want to push so hard to help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can I help? The love, most young men, you're taught not to love them because you're going to make them punks. Boys need just as much love as a young girl.
Mm-hmm.
They need that nurturing from their mother, their mother and their father. But I'll speak a lot about a mother because of being a single parent back then. It's not always that you got to be so hard. You can still be hard, but you still need that love. Mm-hmm. And so many people just have that anger because they grew up in that hard place where I grew up. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Even though you grew up in that hard place, if you set forth your mind and lean on God's understanding, that hard place can turn to an easy place. But it's all about what you want out of it, how you want. Trust me, my struggles weren't easy at all. Mm-hmm. But I'm so proud that I could say, look at me now. I don't look like my story. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I want to, attach to other mothers. Mm-hmm. Talk about self-care, loving yourself first. Because society says when we're like that and we've been adopted and we've been abused, we look for men to love us. And that's how sometimes you get set in that way of being abused, but accept the abuse. I'm one that'll tell you I won't accept it. I'll tell you from the beginning, if you ever put your hands on me, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm done. There's no sorry. There's no flowers. There's nothing. I can't.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy. Wow. Well, if he doesn't beat me, he doesn't love. I've heard some stuff that I can't even wrap my head around. And then I don't know if you're familiar. I'm sure Affy Gaston. She's a advocate activist against domestic violence for men and women.
I just seen that.
And her thing is, men hurt too. Yeah. And I have spoken to a couple of men that were getting abused, didn't know they were getting abused, but mainly women. You don't hear about men getting abused because, like you said, we grow up. I was never abused by a woman, but I'm just saying that you would never know because we're so hard. Right. We soft. We telling somebody we getting beat. So it works both ways, but mainly for the women. And these days, like you said, the last couple of months, it's been teenagers that have been killed due to domestic violence. Like their boyfriends are shooting them, stabbing them, and killing them. And I'm like, love hurts that bad at 16, 17, 18 years old?
I just had one. I did a pillow out of Chicago. 2 young couples. They on the phone talking FaceTime, and a young man took his life. Why the girlfriend, and that's gonna traumatize her for a long time to watch that. You know, I don't know when it comes to this love thing. I don't know. My daughter claims that, Mom, you too hardcore. It's not that I'm too hardcore. I know, where it could be, and I'm not willing to set myself in that realm where I'm gonna be hurt, and I will act out on emotions. I can't do it. But
Wow.
man, I'm telling you, the cities, not just here, cities are under siege. Talking to a friend of mine from out of Indiana, he's saying that they don't come out at night. So it's not just here, Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. It's all over. It's all over.
What's the response you've gotten from the pillows, peace pillows?
So I'm gonna give you one response that I don't understand, and I'm gonna direct this to the women. Women, please understand that because your man holds this pillow and he takes it to bed with him and it's in the car with him, that's his way of coping through this. And as a woman, he's not less of a man. You should support him, because that's what I'm getting back from some of the women, the feedback. Well, he got this pillow with him. He sits in the car in the driveway and he just sitting there holding the pillow and crying, and then he bring the pillow to bed. Everybody grieves different.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I'm just amazed of how the pillows have become a great therapy tool for some people. One female, she was like, my husband was so angry and, just mean. And now it's like he's somewhat back to himself. You could see him smile somewhat now. The pillows really help. I got a message. Someone bought a pillow for another person, and she put a message on Facebook that's all she do. She lost her husband. She lay and hold this pillow at night and cry and just, hope to hear him whisper to her. So it's a great tool. I suggest.
What made you start a pillow? What made you think of a pillow?
You know what? Because guess what you do? When you hurt and you cry and you in pain and you in that bed, you hold that pillow.
Yeah.
So that's what did it.
Okay.
That's what did it. Because I know that's what you're going to do. Now, me and my husband, we kind of have a little bit of a debate. When people come to pick up their pillow, he want to give it to them in a plastic. I have a clear plastic. I want to give it to them without a plastic, because if they leave it in the plastic, they're going to hold it, but they feel like I'm going to mess it up. I want you to hug it. I can make you another one if it get dirty.
So tell us more. What else do you do as far as your organization? Because it's peacepillows.org.
So it's Peace Pillows. We do the plaques. So what I hate about this thing is it has become a cash thing for a lot of people.
Is it a cash thing?
Yes, especially for like the cemeteries and some of the funeral homes. The overcharging. People don't realize, and that's why I keep the pillow so low at a cost of $35. I might have insurance, but I gotta wait for them to say yay or nay. If they want the pillow?
No,
I'm talking about whether this insurance policy gonna go through.
Oh, you mean
So the cost. So therefore, I make my pillows at a low price. I make my plaques at a low price, because to go to a cemetery, they charge you $1,400 for a small picture. I can put a picture on your plaque, and I'm only going to charge you $250. We do the flowers, because a lot of times people spend a lot of money on flowers, so we do the flower arrangements. The flower arrangements are lifetime flowers. They feel real. They look real. You could take them back home with you. A lot of times we personalize them with your loved one's name or either a picture coming out of it or a nice saying coming out of it. We do the blankets, we do the shirts. So you see, like my shirt with my son on it. We do the shirts, and we like these shirts because it's within the ink. So it's never going to, fade. You can wash it, you can bleach it. It's still going to be the same. We actually do the bookmarkers. I do only small obituaries, but I do have a company that I'm connected with if you need a larger amount than what I do. So the goal is to try to help you through the process of this, but also not make it so costly for you. Because one thing you'll learn is, people want things of their loved ones. They want to value things. We do the 13 by 19 poster size pictures, and, just in case you have to have the casket closed. The blankets. I've just realized people want the socks. They want the hoodies. We'll do them all. And, we try to work with people. We definitely try to work with them. We want to keep your memories everlasting.
Wow. That's great. How do you feel when you're making these pillows? Like, how do you get through someone is coming to you with a tragedy, right? And you're a mom also. You've lost your son. How do you go, like the young lady that was murdered and then her 2 kids, right? How did you, like, make the pillow without... I know you get emotional.
I'm thinking about the grandmother, because the grandmother was receiving this pillow. I'm thinking about she's going to have something that she could hold on to, she could look at, especially around the holidays. That's when people, kind of grieve the most and they miss their loved ones the most. So now she has this pillow that she's going to be able to hug and squeeze this holiday season. And, especially for the holidays, I'm putting a different message on the pillows, because one thing I had to learn with my son, if he was here, anybody's loved one, if they was here and they saw us down and, for a while, Christmas, I ain't want to talk to nobody. I just wanted to stay in the room, listen to Tupac, and cry. And now this Christmas, I'm bringing out a message to say, Mom, Dad, if I was here, the house would be filled with joy. I'm still with you in spirit. So please enjoy this holiday season. So those are amazing Christmas gifts that you're going to be able to give to somebody that you're going to touch their heart. They're going to cry. It's okay to cry. But guess what? Those are going to be tears of joy, because that is going to be a totally different gift than what you've ever given them.
I like that.
Totally.
Wow.
I did the family pillows for Mother's Day. What I did, all your grandchildren go on there, and then all your grandchildren that's gone to glory, they go at the top. So Grandma had a pillow with all her grandkids, because that's the only thing you get Grandma. Grandma love all her grandkids. Yeah. But she missed the ones that have gone on to glory. So let's bring them all together and give Grandma a pillow.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing the pillows now, like, to turn it into a business, because it started as a hobby. So now as a business for 4 months.
For 4 months.
And I could tell you in 4 months, I have done maybe like 300. Last time I count, it was like 302.
Wow.
So I'm surpassed that.
Wow. Your pillows are mostly, what do you get the most of?
So mostly it's death, but I'm moving into inspirational pillows.
Okay.
The cancer pillows for the survivors.
Okay.
People that are depressed. I do some inspirational words with your picture on it, because I need you to know that you're victorious. That, self-care and self-love, those are the type of things that I put on that pillow, because so many people down themselves, doubt themselves, but I need you to invest in yourself, build yourself, and know that you come first out of everything else. Sometimes you just got to step back, and you got to step back and say, this is me. This is for me. All family go to the side. So we do the newborn. It's a great gift, but unfortunately, you can't get the newborn pillow until after the baby is born, because the baby's picture is on there, the weight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, their name.
Okay.
So it's definitely a great gift that could be around always. So my goal is to give you a cherishable gift.
Okay. I was going to ask you what would be
Yes.
cherishable gift. Wow.
Yes.
What else? What else would you like to do? Anything else you would like to do besides? I know you're expanding, from pillow. Anything else you would like to do, but keeping it as far as within your organization?
So I definitely want to start a bigger support group. I know we have different support groups, but I want to start a support group where we actually can meet. Now, DC did theirs. They did one where they had enough money and they took these women out on a retreat. Mm-hmm. So I want to do something like that, because when I go on Facebook Live, I always meet a new person that says, I needed to hear this. Mm-hmm. So I want to develop something that's going to be constant. Mm-hmm. I go on Facebook around holidays. Mm-hmm. I want something, because it has to be more than just holidays. Mm-hmm. It has to be, I want to be available weekly, daily, because one thing people do at a funeral or when somebody lost a loved one, they say, well, I'm here for you. Just call me when you need me. I guarantee you they'll never call you. They will never call you. So I want to create my list and create my team where we call them.
Okay.
We call them. Sometimes they may not want to talk to us. I shoot text messages sometimes, people that lost loved ones. I know it's your loved one's birthday and you might be going through it, so I just wanted to shoot you a text. So those things help. So we gotta bring it back around to help these people, but we can't forget about the siblings. We've forgotten about them. We don't realize mentally it's affecting them, and we let them fall by the wayside because a lot of mentor programs are surrounded around the mother or the father. What about the children? What kind of support groups do you have for them? What kind of conversations are you having with them?
Let me ask you, do you what about the support? How important is it? Let me ask you, the pillows that you have done, are the families supporting each other? Because like you just said, which is true, call me. And you need anything, just call me. And they never call.
No, they're not supporting one another, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes,
especially us,
you as my family member don't know what to say and what not to say. So
wow.
When you tell me, Linda, it's going to be okay, he in a better place. When I was in that zone, I would be angry at you because I don't want to hear that. How you know he in a better place? So a lot of family members, a lot of times when we go through it, we kind of shun off from everybody because I don't want to hear you say that. People don't know there's certain things you could say that would trigger a person. I've talked to some people lately where even counseling has failed them. Now, I didn't take counseling. How you going to talk to me as a counselor? You don't even have children. You never lost a child. You can't tell me you know what I'm feeling. A lot of times we're angry when you tell us, oh, I know it's hard. You lost your son. Yeah, I know how you feel. I lost my mother or my grandmother. Your mother or your grandmother, this is my child I carried for 9 months. It's a difference between the deaths. It's a difference between them being sick. It's a difference between them being murdered. It's a difference between a mother like the mother that was on Fox 5. I can't relate to her because she lost 2 sons. I lost one and I still have my daughters. Them was her only 2 babies. So I
didn't think about it that way, but I'm glad that, I'm glad.
It needs to be a lot of more coaching and a lot of more teaching so that people can, come out of their little, depression self-centered comfort zone that they in, because while they're in it, they're being ate up by the mind. The mind is terrible when you lose a child. Having people say they don't want to be here, I can't live without my child. I've talked some people off the edge, like I can't live no more, Linda. And I have to have the right words to say. A counselor can't really tell me the right words to say. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. So, would you say that it's not sincere most of the time when people say certain things to people when death occurs? Like,
I wouldn't say
do you think that it's like, basically what I'm saying is, like you say, oh, she's in a better place, oh, they're in a better place, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, or I always say I'm praying for your strength and your family's strength, because I feel as though all you can do is just pray and stay strong. I don't know. I mean, because most, like you said, and I'm not saying that people aren't sincere, but you just hear this regularly, the same things.
The same.
Call me if you need something. Condolences to your family. Oh, I lost my mother too. I lost this person too. But death is on different levels. People handle it different.
So what I can say, the pillows have helped for a person that may not know what to say. Then let the pillow say it, because this is a small object that makes a big difference. You didn't know what to say to them, but when you gave them that pillow, and it had their loved one's face on there and the words that I choose, when I tell you, it's like you will see a difference in them just from that moment, because the pillow done said everything that you couldn't think of saying. And I'm having that. Now it's becoming such a common thing, the funerals, and I lost my brother, and I lost my sister, and I lost my child. So therefore, I can't go to your family member service because I just can't do funerals right now. So that's when the pillows are coming in and helping too. That pillow gift is making a great impact in so many people's lives.
Now, speaking of funerals, I'm taking it to the business part now. It costs so much to bury a person. Would you want to work with funeral homes as far as getting, providing a pillow maybe to put it in the casket? And I know it's sad, it's hurtful that we're talking about this, but we got to do it. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I do this platform, because it's ventilation for people also. But would you want to, do something with funeral homes? I mean, I even thought about, I said maybe that might be a business one day I could open. And it's sad to say, but the death that's occurring these days, it's at a alarming rate. Every single day we turn on the news, and what hurts me more is the younger people.
Yeah.
And it's like regular. We're getting immune to it now. It's like every single day, 16, 17, 13, 14.
Yep.
What's next?
What's next? The 10-year-old that was in DC.
10-year-old.
Yeah. I took her family a pillow. So let me tell you, I am connected. If a lot of people didn't know, in the DMV, they turned the old Classics nightclub into a funeral home.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm not meeting people by accident. I'm meeting them by divine purpose, because God is ordering my steps. I met the lady who owns that funeral home. And
it's a lady that owns it? Okay.
Black female own it. She actually sends me her orders, and she gives it as a free gift to the families when they come to that funeral home. So I definitely love the fact that she saw the value in it. And, even though there's a cost to people having a funeral, but she's still giving back.
Giving back, right.
Matter of fact, she sent me a text tonight. She said, I need 3 pillows. Mm-hmm. When they have a service there, she actually gives that as a gift. So I am connected. I'm looking to reach out to some other funeral homes, to make the connection also. And once I pray about it, I got to let, God guide this, because remember, this started as a hobby, and now it's turning into a business that I foresee one day I'm going to need a team because I'm not going to be able to do all this by myself. I'm not.
And tell my audience again how you are, because I have some people on here that how did, like you said, it took you a while to cope to understand, to deal with your son's death in a way that you could be normal and deal with it and talk about it. You say it was just prayer.
It
just
was
God.
It was just
how
prayer.
was your support system, your family?
Not really. Not really. And I would say only because my family dealt with it too. My nephew was killed years ago. He was the first one. And I think more so that his death really woke me up because my sister was so mean and nasty. When I've been in church since I was 9 years old. I went to church on my own. When I got to the scene, I was like, God don't make no mistake. And she cussed God.
Wow.
And, she was so mean. We just decided to leave her alone. Me and my other sister, we left her alone. When I lost my son, I felt so bad because I allowed her, and I apologized to her. I let her go through her grief in silence by herself. Because her nastiness. I didn't understand death then because I had my children. I didn't understand the pain of death. So she lost her son.
This is your sister.
My sister. Then my other sister, there was a shootout down on 7th Street. Both her sons got shot.
Wow.
When I got to the hospital, I said, listen, I had just put up a post that day. I remember like it was yesterday. I put up a post. It was so hot outside. I said, look, if you have AC, you're blessed. If you don't have AC, you're still blessed because you're living. Later on that day, I got a call. My sister, everybody get to the hospital. Both my sons were shot with shotguns. One passed, one died. One lived. I said, God knew you couldn't bear losing both your sons. That was her. She received it. She didn't say much about it, but she received it. We both went to the same church, was under the same leadership, Pastor McGraw, which he counseled us, he helped us. And she did better than me because she kept telling me, she said, Linda, Dion will never come to you in a dream because you cry too much. You always, sad around the holidays. She said, he'll never come to you. And I hear a lot of people say this, and now I thank God for her because now I use it too. After I released my son, which was 5 years ago, I was in a hotel because a lot of times, I just wanted to get away. I was in a hotel by myself, and my son came and sat on the side of the bed, and he talked to me, and that dream was just like it was so real. And he was like, Mom, I'm okay. He told me in that dream. And after that, I just picked it up. Because we always say rest in peace. But if you hear you suffering, they're not resting in peace because that's your loved one and they wanted happiness and they wanted joy for you. But if you suffering, they're not going to get that joy because they're worried about you. They're worried about you not eating. They're worried about you not taking your medication. They're worried about you not sleeping. You having thoughts of you want to leave here. So they're not resting in peace. So now you got to release them. Let them rest in peace. Know that God don't make mistakes. He said our loved ones are lent to us. I had to ponder on all of those scriptures to get me through it. So once I pondered on those and I prayed on it.
But you got to believe, though.
Yeah.
You got to believe. I just think you have to be a believer anyway, And then when I say a believer, meaning that that person is still here in spirit.
Exactly.
Family. Your son is living through you.
Exactly. But then the other biggest thing you also have to look at is the fact that the same way, God is with us every day. You got to understand Satan is just as much.
Wow.
So when it comes to Satan, what he's here to do, kill, steal, and destroy. He want to keep you depressed. He want to keep you bound in that bed where you don't get up. You don't go to a support group. You don't try to pull yourself back together. Satan loved every minute of that. And when you said, what's the next thing I want to do? That's my next thing. I've been having it on my mind. I want to do a program with a book that's called 180 Day Get Up. I want the book to be where it's like a journal, but each day you'll have a prayer and you'll say what you have done. And I actually seen it from a lady I met on Facebook. If I say your name wrong, forgive me. She's in North Carolina, Quintetta. She met me because I was doing a Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. And when she received her pillow, she was up. She was out of the bed. She had her hair done. Mm-hmm. She had her nails done. She put a little makeup on. Mm-hmm. She got up. And from that day, that's where I came up with the idea. I just got to get together and push it. It's called 180 Day Get Up.
You want to do it.
I want to do it.
Because you're a believer. You're going to do it. Yes. You're going to do it. You were on the news.
Yes.
How was that experience? How was that? I mean, are you feeling growth?
Yes.
Doing all the things that.
Yes, from that day.
Right.
And matter of fact, the people that contacted me today, they was like, oh, well, we've been calling up to the news station. We wanted to get in touch with you. So I have some things that I have to do tonight because what I try not to do is get behind. Mm-hmm. With the help of my husband, he's retired also. So his duty is to stuff pillows.
Okay.
So we had a lady, she came, she bought 35 pillows. She wanted all her family members to have a pillow. She said, how soon can they be ready? I said, they'd be ready tomorrow. Sure enough, they were ready the next day.
That's what I'm talking about.
The 18 people killed in Maine, I was able to make contact with the U.S. Attorney General's office in Maine. She said, well, will you have the pillows to me in maybe about 2 weeks? No, these pillows will be to you in 3 days. Sure enough, the pillows were in 3 days. She sent me back a message. She was like, the families were so overwhelmed to be able to receive those pillows.
Now speaking on that, I want you to speak to the audience, especially the women, as far as your motivation. You are motivated.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and that's part of believing.
Believing.
I believe this is going to work, but the only way it's going to work is through you, right? And like you said, you do that self-evaluation thing, and it's, what do you want? So a piece of advice that you would give someone that may be down, how would they start to get up?
So first of all, you got to go to prayer. You got to go deep in prayer. You have to give it to God. Everything that you're feeling, confused, you're feeling frustrated, you feel like you was robbed, you have to give all of that to God. And you got to go deep in prayer. I even did some fasting. But you got to believe in God, and you got to know that God is real. He allows things. It's not that he's punishing you. That's what some people feel like, God is punishing me for I didn't do this and I didn't do that. God is not a God of confusion. So there's never no punishment for what has happened to your loved one. It was just predestined already. He already knew. But what I would say, take this time to work on self first. Mm-hmm. Once you work on self, if you have siblings, you need to connect with them, and you need to love on them. Mm-hmm. I know there's so much, bickering in the family, and a lot of times that is the part that eats people up, because when that loved one passed away, you all weren't even speaking. Even as mother and fathers, you weren't speaking.
Tell me, that happens a lot. Or we only see each other at a funeral.
Exactly. Your loved ones, you need to love on them every day, all day, because no matter what they have done, we as people, when you realize you have made so many mistakes, you've done so many things, but God has allowed you to still be here. You got to understand that and connect with your children, connect with your family members, even the ones that get on your nerves, because trust me, I got something to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
But I still love them.
Right.
Whether I hear from you every day, talk to you every day or not, you'll get a text from me, something, maybe weeks, but I'll still send you something. And I'm always trying to put something together for the family. We got to get back to it, not to just say the black community, but that's who I got to focus to.
Oh, well, we got to focus on us.
The black community, we don't have, togetherness anymore. You don't have the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, and all of that. You got to start back doing those things. You got to do it together. Other nationalities stick together. It's just the black communities that don't stick together. And a lot of times you hurt more when you lose a loved one because of the things that you remember you didn't get to do when they was here. That's the guilt. That's the guilt that eats you.
Absolutely. Wow.
But if you could smile and take care of self first, trust me, you will live again after knowing your loved one is gone. And, just remember the things. My son used to like to eat a stuffing sandwich. And that's what I have to remember. I have to remember every moment that we shared, that we had an opportunity to laugh, to do the fun things together. Even if it's the small things, even if it was the discipline. My kids talk about me being a warden. I used to make them strip butt naked and whoop them.
Hey, I know about that.
And I had to laugh because my son was like, he come downstairs with all these clothes on. Where you got all them? I'm not beating them clothes. So when you could think about the things like that you can, laugh and cherish the times that you spent together, it will make you smile. Every time you look at a picture of them, every time you hold something, precious that either they gave you or, something. Sometimes you have to clean out that room. You still have that room set up for them that they're gone. Sometimes you have to put that away. For a long time, my son's room stayed there.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Daryl Hurston? Daryl Hurston. He had lost his son some years back. And he said, Phil, this is the only way. This is just the memory. He kept his son room like that for years. He said, Phil, I would just open that door. This is the only way I'm still living. I'm still here. He kept his son's room just like it was before his son, was killed. And it was senseless. Argument broke out. It was dumb. It was, anyway, but he had, I said, how do you do that? He was like, Phil, this is the only way I get through. I don't know. It's like you said, it's different for different people how they deal with it. So
I had to break away from it. I had to clean my son's room out. I had to, I would say I just gave his clothes away to Goodwill within the last 2 years.
Oh, really? Wow.
I still have his last Christmas gift, which was some boots he gave me. I still have them. I never put them on, but I still have them. That was the only thing I said, God, I can't let this go. Every piece of paper that my son wrote on, my son used to draw. I couldn't let it go. But I said, he is gone. I know he's resting with the Lord. And he's resting in peace. So I have to let go too.
Let go. Let go.
Let go. Let God.
Let go. Let God. But live. Right?
Let them live. Keep their memories alive. I'm telling you.
We have a few minutes left. And what we do here on Phocuz Radio is we show these missing flyers. And each flyer, I try to see something that's distinctive on each flyer of the missing person. For if people see them or know of them or maybe know about their whereabouts, if they are still wearing the clothing or maybe a young lady wearing a certain hairstyle or anything, like I said, that's distinctive as far as the description, I like to let my audience know. So we'll take it to our missing flyers. I have a lot of them, but I don't have a lot of time, so we'll at least try to get through 4 of them. Tavion Scott, 1400 block of V Street, Northwest, Uptown, Tuesday, May the 9th, 2023. June, July, August, September, October, November. It has been 6 months since this young guy has been missing. It was reported at 12 p.m. he was last seen. I guess that's his house where he lived at. But he was last seen in the 2200 block of Savannah Street, which is in Southeast DC. And once again, Tuesday, May the 9th, 2023. Dark complexion, black male, 5 feet 10 inches in height, 120 pounds, brown eyes, black hair. Last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, black jeans, white and blue Balenciaga sneakers. I looked at his flyer a few times before I had sent it in and posted it. The thing I would say is the Balenciaga sneakers, if this young man is still wearing them. But maybe not. I don't know. But if you've seen him, Balenciaga sneakers is one thing that would stick out. And those funny looking shoes. And with these descriptions, you have to look at everything, look at these flyers. And I tell people, make sure you put a recent picture up when you are reporting your missing person.
One of my coworkers, his son.
It's missing.
I did the pillows for them.
This is a wild story also. I seen this one the other day. I think they're saying that this person, Mecca Brown, has something to do with 2 babies missing. I don't know if she's the mom. I don't know if someone else had custody. But 200 block of Ash Street, Southeast, and they're still missing October the 25th, 2023. They're saying she's in connection with this missing baby. Unknown clothing. The name is, I will mess up a name, but Remazika Brown. Her name is Mecca Brown. Police are in the Metropolitan Police is seeking a public assistance in locating 2-year-old. How do you say it, Miss Mercer? Mrs. Mercer.
Miss Zico.
Remaziko Brown, who may have been taken by his family member, Mecca Brown, in the 200 block of Ash Street, Southeast, Wednesday, October 25th. Is described as a black male with light complexion, unknown clothing description, only 2 years old. Then you can show the other one for me, B, and I know we got to wrap up. Maya L. Jeffers, 100 block of 35th Street Southeast. She's been missing since Friday, September the 1st, 2023, reported at 8 a.m. One thing distinctive will be she has some pretty eyes, and also, I like to say Afro puffs, but pretty hair. Who knows right now at this point if she's still wearing this hairstyle, but something distinctive if you were to see her. 100 block of 35th Street Southeast, Friday, once again, September 1st. October, November. So that's 3 months. Described as a black female, 5 feet, 3 inches tall, brown hair, hazel eyes, once again, medium complexion, unknown clothing. Usually when they say unknown clothing, what I think is no one's seen this person. They didn't return. No one knew when they left, what they had on or anything. So it's unknown clothing description. So if you see those missing people, please report them to the Metropolitan Police Department. Feel free to let me know. I get the word out there. And we do report stories of those that are found right here on Phocuz Radio. I want to thank you, Miss Linda Mercer, for gracing our stage at Phocuz Radio. Once again, this has been great. Great interview. I've learned some things. It was actually ventilation for me. Hopefully my audience will take the advice that you have given. And then also, you have a website.
Yes.
Peacepillows.org. I read it today.
Peacepillows.org, yes.
So if they want to connect with you, and you're also on Facebook.
Yes, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X,
formerly known as Twitter.
Lemon. I just learned about that one. It's another group, just like Facebook and the rest of them.
Lemon.
Yes.
Okay. They got some names for them. X, Lemon. I got you. Okay. And people can just reach out to you. You have a number you give people?
Yes.
Prefer? Okay.
My number is 301-509-4524. And I would definitely suggest that if you have a loved one, order them a peace pillow. And I guarantee you will see a difference. And I guarantee you they would love the pillow that you've gotten for them. to help them through their journey.
You already know what it is, man. You heard it first right here on Phocuz Radio. You already know what it is, y'all. Peacepillows.org. We out of here. Peace.
Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know, you don't know, we don't know. Life is funny things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey.